I think I underestimated just how noisy this bridge would be to camp under. The traffic never stopped because Emerald's pretty big and this is the main road in and out. Being kept awake so much last night gave me a lot of time to think about things, and haven't come to any conclusions, but certainly I've had a good think about some things. So here's Emerald's library. It's 7 o'clock in the morning now and they don't open till 10, so I've got a few hours to wait. I just wanted to say also, the weather, oh my gosh, right now is just, it's like one of those crisp mornings that, it's just amazing. I love it. I saw these oranges in the supermarket and I thought I have to pick them up because they actually had Nemo stickers on them. That is, they were grown by my neighbour, my old neighbour, who I visited in Leeton. I just love how it sounds like they're having a massive belly laugh. That IGA back there had the craziest prices on fruit and vegetables. These Nemo oranges were $2.50 a kilo. Capsicum, red capsicum, $2 a kilo. Cheapest I've ever seen it. It's nice not to have grubby cuffs. They're looking pretty good actually. My legs have been getting stronger too. You can see that the muscle is quite defined at the moment. So I think I have been getting stronger. I certainly haven't been having, recently I haven't been having the issues with the, what are these things? The tops of my kneecaps, those muscles hurting, and my tendons aren't hurting anymore either. Yeah, I think I am getting stronger, and maybe I don't have to switch to clip-in pedals. That white line is the Tropic of Capricorn, and it goes just north of Emerald actually, and just south of Rockhampton. So I'm about to cross into the tropics. That was pretty useful. Emerald's public library. I've spent today charging stuff there. Anyway, I'm gonna head off to the supermarket now and then head out of town and I guess cross the Tropic of Capricorn. Well, it's 6, I think. Yeah, 6 o'clock in the morning. I've camped on a road that's been built specifically for about 5 different coal mines, maybe 6. It's called Lilyvale Road, and it's marked as a minor road on the map, and so I thought, oh yeah, that'll be quiet. Boy, was I wrong. There's high voltage electricity right next to me, which has been buzzing with the crickets all night, competing with the crickets. There's a lot of traffic, mining vehicles, mining trucks, carrying excavators and things, and a lot of workers in buses and in utes and things. They've been coming in with the turn of the shift, I think, because it's kind of regular. They all come at once and then there's 4 hours of silence and then they all come again. The Gregory Highway goes straight to Capella, whereas this goes around, but it's worth it to avoid the Gregory Highway. I nearly got run over twice in quick succession yesterday. There was oncoming traffic and then 2 B triples passed me within 30 centimetres. I'm sick of nearly getting run over. The Gregory Highway has an even worse shoulder than the Carnarvon Highway. I think it's even less safe because it's got a lot more traffic. It doesn't have the wide loads that the Carnarvon did, but it's got oncoming traffic, so who cares anyway? Might as well. That's enough of that. I'll take this road to Capella and take my chances with the mine workers. It's nice to have power. Everything's powered. on my laptop, on my phone, on this camera, on this light, everything. That down there is the Kestrel coal mine. There's a bus over there taking some workers along. And beautiful sunrise this morning. As I headed towards Capella, I passed a number of sorghum fields, which, along with wheat, turns out to be the most common crop in the area. A little way down the road, some flowering wattles caught my eye, which made me think about how cold it must be back in Canberra at this time of year. They normally start flowering in September there. I decided to visit the Peak Range on my way through to Dysart, and so I figured I'd use the internet in the Capella library to look at some satellite images and plan the route. It's so easy to find places to fill up water bottles here. It's awesome. Just press the button and overfilled. Well, the supermarket here in Capella is permanently closed because it has to compete with Emerald's Coles delivery. A couple of tourists who just walked past, they were from Corryong near Albury. They told me that they were just at the service station here and that they have a general store. So I'll go and look at that, maybe buy a drink or something. It's about 12:30 right now. The library opens at 1, so I'll go there and might leave at about 3, see if I can get to the Peak Ranges by sunset. My rear tire's gone flat again, and I think I may have found why. In there, there's actually a very large hole. Well, I've found the leak, and it has got to be the smallest leak in history. Let's see if we can focus on that. Do you see that tiny little bubble there that just popped? Giant mining bucket here at Capella, just on the turn off to Dysart. Well, I've just left Capella. We've got a combine down there or something making some dust, and this here is Lowestoft Road, which takes us down to the Peak range, as it's called. So that's the range there. I'm going to try and head down to one of these hills down here, set up my camp there. Well, this cockatoo infested area is going to have to be my campsite for tonight. Well, the cockatoos are back at it. Well, Lowestoft Road has been an amazing road up to this point. Sealed, sort of single laneway kind of thing, and no traffic. I've obviously been unable to get over the other side of those mountains before the sun has risen, or even, anywhere near that. My knee cap is on my left leg is being a bit weird. But yeah, this knee has been keeping me from doing more than about 18 or 20 k's an hour, so going a lot slower than usual. I've got these beautiful mountain ranges behind me. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But riding into the sun has been tricky. And I've got hay fever too, with all this dry grass around. Just really pretty around here. Dry, not extremely dry, but dry, but pretty, very pretty. I've gone through almost a whole bottle of water since Capella, despite not riding in the middle of the day. Oh, look at these parrots. Very cute. We're actually tropical now. This is actually a tropical environment. Very dry season, grass everywhere, birds everywhere, insects everywhere. It's really gorgeous. I didn't even know that these mountain ranges existed. Got muis on the road. Scientific name, Muis muis. But my knee is feeling better, so that's pretty good. This dude's just unfazed. Look at him. He's just like, what the heck? Stop coming towards me, bike. Now he's moving. Hey, mate. Oh, now he's scared of me. Well, we're not actually that far down the road. The Mooies were just on top of that hill. And we've already got sealed road again. Switches over just there. So, yeah. Someone's got their little Australia flag out the front there, as you do. I thought it was an Australian flag, but it's just a solar panel with conveniently placed bird shit on it. That whole section through back there was like riding through a really nice national park, just occasionally chasing cattle as you go. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It makes me want to ride it again. Well, I've had something to eat and I've put some sunscreen on. It's now 9:45 and that road that I've just come down was actually Bondo State Forest. I don't know why there were cows in it. I don't know if you're allowed cows in state forests or something. Got some goats here. Hello. Even a little baby one. Oh no, they're sheep. They're definitely sheep. They just look a bit different in the tropics, obviously. Got a different breed. Black head. Choo choo. Found the train line. It's interesting that all of the coal mining trains use electrified rail. Even in the middle of nowhere here. Must be expensive to put up, but I'm sure it pays for itself. This road appears to be a bit busier than the last one. Well, I'm in Dysart, and I thought, this is going to be a pretty weird town, but I wasn't really prepared for how weird. The whole town is basically a park. That's the first weird thing. No one says hello to you. Also weird for a town this size. A lot of the older people look like they hate life. That's unusual. The skate kids are not, like, impoverished and doing drugs and stuff, which is weird. Check out that massive shed that they've built over the top of this skate rink. Anyway, I've got some brie cheese, some Turkish bread, some bananas. Lots of interesting birds too. Really different to what I'm used to. It's like you have to go off the main road to get into the town. Like the town is not on the road. It's like, and then the turn off, and then a kilometre, and then the town. I don't know why they do that. Probably to keep trucks out of town. That would be my guess. Yeah, the whole thing is basically a mining camp. A lot more cultural diversity here than most of rural Queensland. That's the other thing I've noticed. A lot of Africans, a lot of Indonesians, a lot of other Southeast Asians. That's another weird thing about this town. The Hoons drive Land Cruisers. Hotted up Land Cruisers. And I often wonder, there's so many kids around, like lots. I wonder what it would be like to grow up in a town like this. It's basically a mining camp. Yeah, I mean they seem normal enough, but I wonder if they live here for 5 years or whatever, for the term that their mum or dad is employed, and then move on, or yeah. I wonder what it's like. I do. For these kids. I'm in Dysart's library here. Cheers. Coal mine, coal mine, coal mine. Road comes along here. Coal mine, coal mine. Well, I've just left Dysart's library. It's 4:45, and the ladies in the library, who were fantastic and hilarious. Recommendation, if you come to Dysart, go to the library and have a chat with them. Said that the shift for the workers at the mines near here. Everyone's clocking off about now. So from 4 o'clock through to 6 o'clock is when people are getting in their cars and either leaving or coming back. So it's busy from now until 7 at least. Anyway, I learned that Dysart at one point, I don't know if this is still true, had the highest median income of any town in Australia, of any locality in Australia, any suburb, higher than places in, the rich parts of Sydney and so on and so forth, which explains why the Hoons here drive Land Cruisers. And we were just talking about the social problems, the drug use, etc., the prostitution, and so on that go along with that. Yeah, just talking about the, mining town. A lot of people have 4, 5, 6 children because there's nothing else to do. And then there are associated issues with childcare. Really good Vinnies here, apparently. Really good op shops because people buy things for $150 and never wear them because everyone's got so much money. Well, the ladies at the library told me that there are only 2 shifts per day. 12 hours on, 12 hours off, that the workers at the mines out here do. This road doesn't have enough of a shoulder, so I'm not going to go very far. And apparently there's even a name for it. They call it the Capella, all of this traffic that all comes at once. If it's got a name, it's probably quite the phenomenon. I'm going to try and avoid getting run over. I've decided I don't want to ride on that road at this time, because some of these drivers have never seen a bicycle in their lives on the road, because they have grown up in Dysart, and when they turn 18 they go and work in the mines and start out at $100,000 a year, buy their Land Cruiser and just continue with that particular course of life. And so the only driving they do is from here to Mackay, maybe. So I don't want to risk it. There is this little access road off to the side, so I'll just use that as far as I can and find a camp somewhere down there towards that hill. That's why they call it the Caterpillar, they all come at once. The ladies at the library told me that in the summer it gets up around 35, 36 degrees Celsius average around here. In the nights it'll get down to 28 maybe, and for weeks at a time. So you'll have a 36 degree average for 4 or 5, 6, 7 weeks. I wouldn't mind being here to see some thunderstorms over the Peak Ranges. That would be cool. I can imagine a really nice sunset with a really big thunderhead or something over the top of one of those mountains. That would be cool. I would like to see that. But yeah, it's rough enough bike touring at this time of the year around here, unless you're prepared to take a hell of a lot of water, which I'm not. Yeah, that's all the miners coming home from work, finishing their day shift. The Caterpillar that I've spoken about. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna have something to eat and go to bed and have a think about things, because I like doing that. One other noteworthy thing that the ladies at the library told me is that in 2 days they are forecasting for Mackay 250 millimetres of rain in 1 day. I will get rained on, but I won't get that much. I'll be in maybe Nebo by then, maybe not quite. It's meant to rain there too, but yeah, not 250 mil. Anyway, that's pretty wild.